Oh, I'm too short. Ah, shit. There we go. Better. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Enjoying this wonderful Thursday that we have out here in the winter wonderland of Canada. If you live somewhere else, it's not Canada. There's a good chance that you, instead of enjoying the winter wonderland that I'm experiencing, you might be experiencing something very different. Something that I would like to call Thanksgiving. It's American Thanksgiving, anyway. So, hope all you Americans out there are doing well with your Thanksgiving. Hope you have days off while the harbor's loading. I hope all is good. It's currently the morning. No, I don't have a guide to the pit. I'm not sure how useful that would be. Like, I'm sure it would be useful, but my quest guides, I have a few quest guides, and they've gotten, like, almost 0 views. So it's disincentivized me from making quest guides. Sweet. Put that on. Put this on. Put this on. Alright. This character now has part of the family set. This character now has, like, a ton of double strike. 73%. All I'm missing is the stolen signet of Irwin, which goes right here. All I need is an artifact on this character, and then I'm done. The pit is easy, just follow the map. Exactly, exactly. Just follow the map. Whoa, hey, load please. Where's my fighter? There he is. No. Let's do... Here we go. Much better. That's much funnier. There we go. Now we're back. I have a fighter to level. Character's not the level cat. I am 1 million and also more millions away from in XP. We gets dear? What? Are you okay? Do you need extra keys on your keyboard? Did you run out? I can get you some keyboard keys. Let me just pry one out of my keyboard. Give me a sec. Oh, is that how are you? You can't give me the German, man. I barely speak English. Confusing me already. Hey, Silver Sand, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good today. It's a little warm in this room that is mine that I have. I don't know why it's so warm. I'm drinking ice cold water in an effort to keep myself cool, which is crazy because there's still snow outside. So I don't know. I guess maybe they turned on the heat since it was so cold yesterday. I don't know. Well, when I say warm, I mean it's supposed to be -1 degrees outside. Degrees Canadian. Apologize for you Americans and your American understanding of temperatures. Yeah, it's supposed to be like 1 degrees Canadian, so that's kind of where we're at right now. I get stressed about how many buttons I have to press on this character. Okay, that was cool. What is that silver dragon? What is that silver dragon armor called on that PDK? That's the silver dragon scale. If you want to get it, unfortunately, it was a limited time offer for buying the season pass 2 years ago, which is expiring on December 7th of this year, which was $300 US. 33 degrees Canadian. Holy mackerel. That's pretty warm. You know, I complain about how warm it is, but it's not that warm, you know? It's hot, but it's not hot as hell. That's hot as hell. Oh yeah, we all want another season pass. Good morning, Seabird. How are you doing? If they do unveil another one, that would be crazy. I wonder how many people would buy it. Because the season pass sold really, really well. Like, everyone was like, oh, they're not going to sell any, it's such a rip-off, blah, blah, blah. And then they sold out in 10 days. And then they've been saying that they're not really interested in releasing another season pass at this time, and I'm like, why? What if they did want to do a season pass? Maybe they could. And release new armor? Yeah, and release new armor, that'd be sick. Good morning, young man. Maybe after Christmas. Yeah. Christmas. I figured we start with Giant Hold and work our way around. Give people a chance to recoup. Yeah, that's true. Because they can't sell the expansion and then also the season pass. I do agree that that's not the best idea. When they sold the season pass in 2018, that was 1 year after the release of Ravenloft and 6 months before the release of Feywild. You know, like 1C, your hands break? Oh, you should get a heater. There's some cool stuff you can do nowadays with like interior heating. That you can get like a furnace installed in your house, and then it allows like heat to be blasted in. That way you stay nice and warm. Another thing that might work well for you is if you can get like a little space heater, the things you plug into the wall and they keep you warm. Or alternatively, what you could do is you could just set various parts of your clothes on fire, but very slowly, and then it burns and it's bad. But it keeps you nice and warm at the same time. So at the very least, you'll know you'll be warm for the rest of your life, which is pretty cool. Nope, that makes sense. Yeah, being outside in the herb garden. That makes sense. I mean, you gotta head outside in the herb garden. Get yourself some herbs. I don't know why I'm still waking up and my brain is so slow today. Well, I know why my brain is so slow. It's because my brain is slow in general, but... I was up early this morning doing a bunch of stuff. I did a bunch of cleaning. Took out all the recycling, all the garbage, tidied up and cleaned this room, did some vacuuming, did all the dishes, you know, standard, cleaned the whole house in one go, shenanigans. Oh, yeah, you gotta get a Spring of Tide. Sprig, sorry.
I see the hobgoblins have fortified this area and put it to good use.
Do you need one? Because I don't think I need any items from the chest. Oh. I don't think I need anything. Thanks. Mile. Oh, cleric. All right. Good
These ruins
morning.
have long been inhabited by this fractured remnant of the
I will say there's something magical about fighter, and the fact that you never buff yourself. You just kind of walk in and start fighting. Yo, what are we doing today? We're fighting stuff. Oh, okay, cool. Also, the falconry blind is so huge, and it's like across the map. You blind people. It's pretty great.
We've got a deal then, Gardak says. Now run along. You've got some conspirators.
But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good today. Got a bunch of stuff done, just kind of chilling. I have not had any coffee this morning, although I did make the coffee over an hour ago. Can I critically hit this guy, please? Holy moly. Gotta fight 'em all, fighting guy. Yeah, basically my character's a fighting type Pokemon, and that's all I do is I go up and I fight people. I do find it funny that I don't naturally get a cleave attack, because I didn't take any, but I can use my falconry attack as a cleave. Except. Welcome. I don't know why you take one already on rogue. That's neat. Oh, hell yeah, I can blind these Reapers at range. That's sick. Now that guy's blind. Whack him. Blind and helpless. One of the cool things about the falconry is that because you make monsters helpless with all your individual attacks, it gives you a whole bunch of extra damage, especially if you take the additional helplessness stats from falconry, which is really nice. Happy Turkey Day. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to all you Americans out there. I hope you enjoy your American Thanksgiving. Again, I'm not entirely sure why it's this time in November. Like, I get the history behind it, but I still find it so weird that they didn't just move the holiday to somewhere that's, like, nicer. It's like Canadian Thanksgiving is where it's at. It's in October. There's no holidays that are nearby, so it's got its own spacing, so you can easily get, like, you know, good marketing and branding for the whole affair. Plus, you're like, you can actually go outside and do stuff if you want. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the United States is more southern than Canada, so in the States it probably is still nice in some places. Obviously, we do the weather here, and when we do the weather, some people are like, oh yeah, it's, you know, I live in some place in Texas where it's like 40 degrees today. I'm like, alright, whatever. You and your regional temperature. Wretched Shirati build. Nice, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I've been streaming it a lot. I really enjoy the Assassin build. I've been thinking about potentially re-rolling the build into something else. The only thing I've been thinking about re-rolling it into is potentially a Wolf Druid, but we'll have to see exactly if I want to do that. I'm not sure. But it's going to stay like it is for a while until I get another character that can replace it. There's always that one guy who lives in Texas. Somebody has to. Yeah, this comes from, like I said, this comes from a guy who doesn't live in the States and doesn't care about American Thanksgiving. So you can definitely disregard my entire opinion when it comes to when holidays should or should not be as a non-American. Just other American people about that. I just like my holidays to be evenly spaced out. I hate that there's like, it's not hate is the wrong word. I dislike the fact that there are several months in the year in Canada where there's no national holidays. That's no fun. I want holidays. Oh, I forgot to pick up. Yeah, I can share. Giant hold. Oh, there it is.
Quest completed.
The more you have, the less they're worth.
The magic conch.
All hail the magic conch. Man, I haven't watched that cartoon in actually probably 15 years. It's been a long time. And yet it's very, very popular. All the kids are talking about it all the time. That's something that I didn't expect, the longevity of the SpongeBob cartoon. I assume they're still making new episodes. They made a new movie, so. But I just find it amazing. Everybody's inside? Yep, okay, good. Voices. Oh, I'm bleeding. Damn it. But Scary Nubbin, welcome back to the stream. Hope you have, or stream team. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Hope you're feeling good. 10 out of 10. I am very low energy today, and I'm gonna try to up that as we go throughout the day. But it is proving difficult because I'm feeling so sleepy. But no, I totally disagree. The more you have, the less they're worth. No, no, no. Holidays are awesome. Holidays don't feel bad the more of them you have. Admittedly, if you go on like 2 weeks vacation, you know, sometimes people get bored of their vacation. They want to return to work or something like that. This is what I've been told. I went on 2 weeks vacation. It was the greatest, and when I did not want to go back to work when it was done, I wanted to stay on vacation. I don't know if because I didn't like my job, or if that's just a normal feeling. But man, 2 weeks vacation was the best. That was a very satisfying feeling. Crucible. Crucible. There it is. That Canadian weather that'll wake you up, yeah. That's true. Some people also do not know how to entertain themselves. Yeah, but I'm not talking about like 7 months off. I'm saying like every month should have one holiday in it. So then once a month, you're like, oh, cool, it's a 3-day weekend. Like, we should have a 3-day weekend every month. Who gets bored of a 3-day weekend? Because then you just do your weekend stuff, and then you have an extra day to just kind of chill in space. It's the best.
Mocking laughter from the veterans of the storms.
No, because you just have one holiday every month,
Down
and
the steps.
the January holiday is New Year's, and the Christmas holiday is Christmas. Call it a day. Not a big deal. Besides, the benefit of having both Christmas and New Year's being holidays is that literally, from many of the companies and businesses that I've worked for, like nobody does anything between Christmas and New Year's. A friend of mine who used to, or who not used to, I guess they still are a friend of mine and they still do this. But they work for like copyright and stuff, and they said that their busiest time of year was Christmas and New Year's, because people are trying to secure things before the end of the year, which is an interesting idea. Oh, I've been inspired. But yeah. Happy Freedom Thanksgiving. Thanks. I'm not planning on eating any turkey today because I'm trying to avoid eating meat. Also, I'm Canadian, so I'm not going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. However, I want to, say Happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. I will be streaming all day, so hopefully if you have the day off today, you can just hang out and chill and maybe play some DDO. Enjoy your entire day. If you don't have the day off, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, exactly.
The sign reads, Maze of
January is always the slowest. Well, I think it depends on your industry, but for the majority of industries, January is like the slowest year for any type of business or industry. Just because of how everyone's buying power goes down. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind those holidays. Also, I'm okay with the idea of having more than one, but we should have at least one. That's my crit consistency. Yeah, it's a really cool weapon. It crits on a 14 to 20, so 1/3 of the time I critically strike. Damn, I don't know if the press that fits that token.
the crystalline horn rests on a pedestal.
Ugh. Okay. Beautiful. It's also important to note that I guarantee my crits all the time, so I have 2 attacks that do that, and we'll do 1 more K. Yeah, I guarantee these crits. Ah, shit! Alright, hold on. That's so funny. I just didn't expect the Reaper to pop out. That's really funny. Okay, anyway. Alright, we're good. Alright, everyone middle. All mid. Why am I so slow? Oh my god, squatting. That's how you do this. It makes it way easier. You don't have to go through the left side. How do I get to this guy? Alright, I'll come find you. Give me a sec. You go, come over here. Yep, come over here. Beautiful. There we go. Perfect. Rats. See if this guy can get him. We should be good. But yeah, the crit consistency is sweet. I crit basically all the time, and then I have 2 abilities, Deadly Strike and Raging Crush, that both crit. I should stand on this. Okay, go over. Okay, go over there. Explosions. I don't want to become famous. I am famous. Bitch. Become famous. Get out of here. Do you know who I am? I am Strim Tom. I have a small community on the internet. Get out of here.
The gilded dragon head next to the door. Strong currents tug at your feet as you step into the water.
I do like when you have enough swim, you can just swim straight up against current. Under Baba's Hut, that's funny. I have a master's degree in DDO. Nah, dude, I got that PhD. I'm going for the super PhD. It's the degree they don't tell you about until you get the PhD. I find out there's actually a super PhD. And then you have to get PhD 64. Man, that one's like an extra step. Oh shit, I'm bad at this. Oh god. Oh, poop. Okay, we're good. All fine. Ow. Oh, ow. Any room for 2? Yes.
The horn of agility rests here, apparently unguarded.
Oh yeah, right. This guy wants to invite as well. I'm gonna go break the breakables. We gotta do it. It's free XP. There we go. Yeah, I do love, swim is one of my favorite skills, because when you get enough swim, swim speed actually doesn't have a cap, unlike some other things in the game. There are several other skills in DDO that have caps. Jump has a cap. You know, use measure device effectively has a cap, because anything higher than 64 doesn't matter, because that's the highest UMD in the game. Lots of skills have caps, but swim doesn't. For every point in swim, it increases your swimming speed by a percentage, and there's no limit. So if you get like 200 swim, you just swim faster than, you know, anything. Faster than horses. There we go. That's how I start waking up. So that's why I always put points into swim, especially when I play any type of fighter with a lot of strength. This character is going to have a very high swim, probably around 120, and then I'll make sure I carry around a swim and insightful swim item, so I'll have all the swim. Potentially, I might just go and make a legendary green steel strength item, so I can swim even faster. Yeah, you swim like a horse. You know how horses swim real good? Haven't you seen... I'm sure there's videos of horses basically scooting around like torpedoes in the water. Oh yeah, I got it. I'm a fighter. I'll fight these doors. Fight the hell out of this door.
You approach a prominent book on a lectern, surrounded by 6 numbered doorways.
Yeah, Poseidon, the god of horses. You know, horse god. You guys gotta pay attention in your Greek school. Well, the problem with tumble is that the higher your tumble, the less fall damage you take from falling. But like, if you have feather falling, you don't take any fall damage from falling. Also, there is a cap because DDO has a terminal velocity. So once you have, I think it's like 50 tumble, you take 0 damage from falling permanently. Because there's a terminal velocity. You can only take up to 100 damage from fall. That's the max. Oh yeah? You can't stop me. I have freedom. I am America. Ow. The force damage though is like real. Okay, okay. Nope, nope. Oh my god. Game was started hitching right when I got there. Oh, that was bad. How am I doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I am awake. I am... Well, it's slowly anyway. I am slowly waking up. Could stand to be waking up faster, but, you know, not doing too bad for the most part. E5. Well, the thing is, terminal velocity in pen and paper is 20 d6s. Because you take 2 d6s for every 10 feet you fall, at which point you hit terminal velocity. It depends on the pen and paper version you're playing, but in 3.5, which this game is based off of, 20 d6s is the cap for fall damage, which is a maximum of 120. Which is what DDO is based off of. Happy Turkey Day to you too, Rano. The animation doesn't get silly, you jump around. It's the best. You gotta jump around. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So many people are having a good morning today. That's awesome.
The rush of swift water emanates from below.
I, too, am having a pretty good morning. I'm awake. I am playing some DDO. I'm leveling up some 10 fighter 10, or fighter 10, fighter 10, which is pretty good. So that's pretty sweet. Just doing some Krukable. Oh, man. Doing some Krukable. You know how it is. Mid 200s. That's a lot of damage.
Current churns as it makes its way around several stone obstructions.
14.6? Yeah, 14.6 is also pretty good. 12.8? I don't know. I've always preferred the 10-10 because then when you reincarnate, you make sure you get the fighter life. Like, that's what's mattered to me the most of the time. Like, mostly it's just for reincarnation because of the ordering. Because fighter came out first, even though you have 10 of each, you still get a fighter pass life. That's kind of where my head's at. To be a new player and being exceedingly confused about what we're talking about. Because what if you want that fighter pass life, but you only got 8 levels of fighter? What are you going to do? Or 6 levels of fighter, even worse. I don't care about fighter pass life? There you go. I'm going for a half arc pass life on this character anyway, so it defeats the purpose. Hey, Infinitely, what's up? How you doing? How are you feeling today? Do you have the day off today? Do students ever really have days off? I don't know. And I don't mean like high school students who, yes, absolutely have full days off. I'm talking about like grown-up students. So it's like, but I got midterms, and I got finals, and I got projects and assignments, and I got my, you know, internships and what have you. Yeah, grad students don't get days off. Exactly. I mean, you can give yourself days off if you, like, schedule, portion out your work properly. But it also depends on the quantity of work that you have to do. You didn't announce? Oh, I even copied the link, too. Yeah, I can, without even doing anything, I can just go paste. Yeah, it's already here. We're live 32 minutes ago. Here we go. Exactly, just more time to work. No. Oh, thank you. I was like, oh no, I missed the haste. And I got the haste anyway. I am the strongest, none doubt my rule. I doubt his rule. Rawl the Fearless is so dead, you have no idea. This guy is gonna like die back in time. When he runs away from me. He's not scared of dying. It's good, because he is very quickly dying. I like that. I'm not scared of death. Okay, great. Stab. They said, no, 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 no. Wait. It's a perfect combination. To be fair, I feel like dying in the D&D world is like not that big of a deal. Like, it's probably a big problem. But, like, man, there's tons of people that die and then they get, like, resurrected in the future because they have resurrection magic. Or when you die, especially in, like, Eberron, you're, depending on your worship and your state, your soul goes to, like, a different plane. Which can be mostly good or mostly bad. You still basically exist anyway. Plus, you could just be like a sick-ass ghost or a spirit or a wraith or something. And then continue to kill people. Oh, that guy left? Okie doke. Whee!
All this hate and anger. It's still.
I don't know how I feel about the extra narration that they added in for this Stormweaver.
The best
Here.
solution.
I don't know if I need to have his story.
The only solution.
Although this would be a fun character to do the actual raid on.
For me.
Get that greatsword.
To us all.
But yeah, so this character so far, if you're wondering how to play it, this is a fighter. The idea is we're using Kensai and Half-Orc. Everything else is superfluous. It's just these points that are doing all the damage. This is just some weird extra garbage that I happen to have as well. Important note about this character, you can play this character too, but you're going to run into the problem that I run into, which is that I pretty much need exclusive healing and support all the time, because this character has no self-healing whatsoever. Yes, I have some abilities to sustain myself, in terms of damaging others, and if you're playing on, like, not Reaper mode, you can use potions incredibly effectively, because fighters get potion mastery, giving them increased healing amp whenever they decide to use a potion. This is very cool. However, again, you still have the problem of your character is going to be always under a situation where you will be running out of hit points when monsters attack you. So you generally want to play with friends who are able to help support you, or open up your group to make sure that there are other people who can help you out with the healing aspect of playing fighter, because that is something that is never going to get easier. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the actual full class. Now, that's like the clear and defined weakness of fighter. So if you're like, oh man, that kind of sucks for fighter, doesn't it? I mean, it kind of sucks for fighter, but that's like literally kind of like the point behind the class. So you will have a similar result to me if you have both A, the Sword of Shadow, the best weapon in the heroic leveling that you can possibly get. If you don't have this, it will be a little bit tougher, but you can still just get yourself something like a Barovian Falchion, something like that, to get some also good effectiveness out of your character. Or if you're at even around my level range, you could be using the Tail of the Scorpion to great effectiveness as well, which would be another good weapon, as opposed to the Sword of Shadow. But still, the idea of the double instant crits still works. You can use this with a great axe if you want to get even higher damage. Like I said, the biggest area which you will find is it all depends on your friend group. If you are playing by yourself, you need a way to heal yourself, and that can be using a hireling. Hirelings are fine, welcome. Or, you know, by opening up your group or doing whatever. But that's one of the hardest things about fighter, and that's why I always feel bad about, not feel bad, but sometimes I'm hesitant to showcase fighter sometimes, because the results look really, really good. But remember, I am doing no healing of myself. That's not me. So just keep that in mind. You gotta be just be very cautious about that. It's one of the reasons why I say I don't ever play fighter in Hardcore League, because Hardcore League, you require some amount of, you require some amount of, self-sustain in Hardcore. You need a way to keep your character alive, and you can't really do that on Hardcore League with fighter, so it makes fighter not the best option to go with.
A gateway slides open, and beyond, a living
Get blinded, sucker. I didn't even understand how my falconry attacks just straight up work, even though I have no wisdom. Switch right through. Use stunning blow, stun like 3 enemies at the same time. Yep. I have I don't know what my strike through is. Melee. Strike through is 160. But yeah, exactly. I can Stunning Blow monsters to prevent myself from taking damage. I can also trip monsters to prevent myself from taking damage. And my Stunning Blow and my trip are extremely high because I'm a fighter. Fighters get a lot of Stunning Blow and they get a lot of trip automatically for free. So my DCs are like in the 50s. Now granted, I have a lot of strength, which is a little bit more than you would have. But even at 10 points lower strength, which is very, very achievable on a character who doesn't have all the past lives and stuff that I have, you know, your character is still going to be getting... because I have like half orc and all the half orc bonuses and things, your character is still going to be getting a lot of additional tactics DCs from mostly just like the base class of fighter. So your DC would be somewhere around 45, which is still more than enough to do this content. You don't need more than 45 to go whoop and knock this guy over. And that's because trip is balanced a little bit differently. Trip is if you don't know how it works, it's a opposed strength check. So yeah. No wisdom. I have 24. In the 60s at 16? It's a great question. So basically, Kano's crafting is the answer, and also the class. So it's not actually that high. It's 53, but I had Power Surge active, but it's 53. When I hit Power Surge, it goes up. Yeah, there's tomes. Then I have lots of enhancement points that give me additional strength. I think I get 5 additional strength from my enhancement tree right now. It's going to go up to a total of, I believe, 8 by the time my character is done. Points of strength from my tree. And then I get a bunch from being a half-orc. I use the half-orc rage, orcish rage, to get even more.
Says the seer. The seer turns to you. I will start those now. Protect me.
There we go. Yes, and also +8 tomes are on sale. So if you wanted to build a character that had all the tomes, it's pretty sweet right now. It's a good deal. I don't know if they're giving anything away this week with the coupon code. Jerry said that they're not producing a DDO Chronicle or a Lotro Beacon this week because of the holiday. Because basically everybody is supposed to be off. Although Jerry did say that he is actually... gonna be doing some other stuff, but yeah. Yeah, it's great. A lot of the stuff is on sale. It's fantastic. If you play Lord of the Rings online, the Valors, which level your character up to level 120, are 75% off. That's like buying an Autos box for 1,700 points if you play that game, so yeah. Yes, there is. If you want to see what tomes you already have, go into Feats. It's under Special Feats, and you can see Inherent. This Inherent word tells you your tome. So I have Inherent Charisma 7, which means I have a +7 tome. That's how you can tell. You go to Special Feats, and then Inherent, I have +7 tome. It doesn't matter if you're not high enough level to reach the threshold. So, like, for example, you can see tome, it says +9, or level 19 is +7. And then if I go here, I only have +6. That's fine. The feat will tell you how many you have of each one. Monk Splash for unarmed damage. Damage dice based on monk level for a build like... Monk Splash is less about unarmed dice, and it's more about the attack stance. If you're fighting unarmed, the unarmed attack stance is the most important thing, because it actually lets you hit faster. So you either need to play as a monk, or you need to play as a shifter. Those are the only two options. What's a good server? Depends on what you want to do. If you want to do the super... If you're in North America, or an American, and you want to do the raiding, then I would recommend Arkenstone. It is the top raiding server. If you're not planning on doing top rating, then any other server for North American is fine. I play on Crick Hollow as an example. Brandywine is also pretty good, so those ones are there. And then the no, you can't scroll over the ability number in the character sheet. Again, I'm saying this important. It says tome +6. This number is incorrect. I do not have a +6 tome. I have a +7 tome. Your number will only represent on the tome what you have unlocked based on your level. So it says +6, which is true. I have +6, but I actually have a +7 tome. It's just my tome hasn't kicked in yet. Don't do this. Ignore what Bondhead said. Do not put your mouse over here unless you're level 30. Go to your feats tab, check your special feats, look at it right here. This will always tell you what you have. This will be incorrect based on your level. That's how you tell what tome you have. So if you're thinking of buying a tome and you think you don't have one, and then it turns out you already have one, uh-oh. If you play in Europe, What's that European server called? The big European server. Hey man, I don't want people to think that they go and they go, oh, it says +3, cool, I have a +3 tome, and they don't realize they already had like a +8. It just wasn't kicked in yet because they were level 2, and they didn't know. I believe it is Evernight is the biggest European PvP server. If you're gonna play on a European server, Evernight, I believe, is the biggest one. You want to do that. It's time. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm out of water. Shit. Okay, after this quest, I gotta get more beverage.
4 natural ramps rise up to the central crystal. This will be a difficult position to defend. Crystal must be destroyed.
I want to make sure that the correct information goes out. I don't want somebody making a mistake and then spending a bunch of money. Granted, it does mean just build a new character and you've got a +8 tome. Like, it's not like you don't get a +8 tome. It's just you would be buying it and then you would feel bad that you didn't need to buy it. And if it's like, if you spent like $40 to buy this tome, or however much it is, and then you turned out you didn't need it, like if that happened to me, I'd be upset. So I just want to make sure the information is as clear as possible about how to check what tomes you need and what you can get.
From beyond the opened gate comes a dull sound of footsteps, dry as rattling bones.
Come on. Die. Thank you. Cool. We good. I think for the most part here, the monsters on the left side didn't even aggro, which is awesome. The Minotaur is now aggroed on me, so he's not even going to go for it. This is Reaper 3. I just basically need to falcon them. Once they're falconried, they won't attack the guy. They'll only attack me. That guy's blind. That guy's doing nothing. Ah, knockdown. I love falconry. It's so cool. I haven't played a falconer in such a long time. I want to play a ranged falconer. Think I'm gonna charge up the wall? Sometimes they do that. What did we get after the fixed bows? Yep, falconry. Well, falconry is good with bows, by the way. I've kind of wanted to try playing a bow falconer, like a wisdom-based bow falconer using like arcane archer and stuff. Because wisdom-based is way more damage than dexterity, because you get to scale it way harder. So I've thought about that one. That could be pretty good. Yeah, this is Reaper 3. No, that's not where the Reaper numbers is. There it is, Reaper 3. But yeah. So 2 monk splash for unarmed taken to weapon fighting feats is fine. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to play as an unarmed character, I highly recommend putting some monk in there. Monk thrower. I don't think I would 100% never do a wisdom-based monk thrower. Dexterity is the only way to go, because you get to throw an extra shuriken, 2 extra shurikens based on your dexterity. So if you have 100 dexterity, you throw 3 shurikens. Each one has independent double shot chances, which is really, really good. If you don't do that and you use wisdom, then you only throw like 2 extra shurikens. So you lose literally 2/3 of your damage. So I would not recommend playing a wisdom-based shuriken thrower because of the way that shuriken expertise scales. It's really, really crazy, and I don't want you to play a wisdom-based thrower. It's because of an ability called Shuriken Expertise and Ninja Spy. I don't know if I actually have access to it. If I go show one available, I might. Let me see. Under ranged feats, I think. Yes, Shuriken Expertise. You are skilled with use of shurikens and have a chance to throw an additional 1 per throw. This percentage chance is based on your dexterity. So what that means is up to 100. It has a cap of 100. But your percent chance to throw an additional shuriken is equal to your dexterity. This does not add double shot, which is what this does. Simple thrown weapon. While you are using one, you gain double shot equal to your dexterity. Shuriken expertise is not the same thing. This is an additional shuriken. The additional shuriken can independently double shot. Rescue the third seer. Yeah, it's a good idea. No, come back. And then there's another effect inside of Ninja Spy. So every point of dexterity, every single point of dexterity is a 2% damage increase.
The ritual begins.
So if you have 100 dexterity, that is 200% more damage. And that scales all of your damage. It's like the last number, because it gives you an extra shuriken that you throw out. It is the dexterity is the most important thing to a shuriken thrower. If I end up playing a shuriken character at some point, I will show it off. But that's how you can have shuriken throwers who can throw 12 shurikens a throw. Because what happens is each shuriken can double shot, and if you have 200 double shot, and you have 3 shurikens, then you're throwing, each shuriken is actually 3 shurikens, so when you press one button, you hit 9 times. It's very, very, very strong. Be frank, because of the fewer damage dice, but if the damage will still be good. Well, it's not so much that the damage will still be good. The problem is, you know, they're D6s. What's wrong with thrower build? You thought they weren't that great. I don't know who's been telling you that. Thrower builds are awesome. Both shuriken thrower and dagger thrower are really good. Yeah, a lot of people just don't use them because they've fallen out of favor. Like, the problem with DDO is there's not enough players in the game so that all builds aren't really represented. So you can find people that like certain builds and they play certain things, but there's a lot of builds that just don't get as much play or showcasing because if it's not the best thing, then a lot of people aren't playing it. Like, right now is the time of melee. Everybody's playing melee right now. Everyone is playing melee. It's all melee. You join a raid, like we were doing raids yesterday, and we couldn't really do, Lord of Blades because we had no ranged in the group. It was all melee. So you had like me with my throwing dagger on my melee assassin, and the paladin whipping out a bow to shoot down melee stuff. Like, there's so much melee everywhere because strike through is really exciting, and it's also really easy to level. Was another thing. Like, it's the Falconer thing is likely better during the leveling process, but at cap, it's definitely better to go with a dexterity-based build. Got him. We have range strike through. It's called improved precise shot. I would like something better. Like I said, I think what Arcane Archer needs to make it fun is it needs cool bow shots. Yeah, improved precise shot works. Yep, it works for throwers. I should just make a thrower. Like, this is how you do it. This is why it's good. I haven't played a thrower yet. I've wanted to play Vistani thrower for a while. But then Vistani thrower became actually good with Alchemist. So, because simple thrown weapon expertise is really strong.
The magic comes from us just in time, says Blaze. Look
for one Alchemist? Yeah, it's very good on Alchemist, by the way. My Sunflash build did a reasonable amount of damage. The only problem I had with it is because I had limited ammo, I wasn't always throwing as many flasks as I probably should have been throwing. Which then made it feel like it was potentially a little bit less powerful than it actually was.
Crater's
Good life ranger.
central spire
Just standing
lies
knife thrower?
beyond
Nice.
the Gate of Bone. Does the
Yeah,
caster
I
of
think
Madness
it's something I want to
never
experiment through.
winds up to the top of the spire?
Is it?
At its peak,
Oh, words of encouragement,
the
temporary
true
points.
caster
I have Madstone
of
Rage?
Madstone spire
Hell yeah. Give me that extra strength.
a skeletal wolf. This must be the source of the Madstone spell.
I almost killed the Warlock faster than the Reaper. That's so funny.
Madstone spell is no more.
How do you do a good shuriken thrower? My understanding is...
Blaze and
lots of
his seers
fuck.
have answers.
Alright. Well, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Oh, no, that's funny.
Good, good.
Ah, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see.
My seers say these
Alright,
skeletons
pop.
were dragon magic.
I'm gonna head to Prison of the Plains, and then I'm gonna go get some water. Hard throw with Snowstar, and 12 to 20 crit range, plus insight. Yeah. Snowstar is really cool. I don't know if Snowstar is good enough to consider using in an endgame build because of how much base damage you miss, and you need base damage on shurikens more than almost anything else. But still, it's really good. So yeah, how do you build a good shuriken thrower? You build a good shuriken thrower with maxing out your dexterity and hitting monsters and taking all the ranged feats. I wish there's another way to do it, but it's literally just dex is like the most important part. It's one of the few physical damage characters where your main stat is the most important thing. Like, you want a lot of strength on a two-handed character, but you need like dex, you need accuracy on your gear, you need tactics DCs, you need other stuff. Like, strength isn't like the most important stat. It's really, really important to have your main stat, but it's not like the most important thing. Same thing with archers or inquisitive builds, stuff like that. You want your main stat to be high, but if it's like, you know, if your choice is between getting like 2 extra of your main stat or like Insightful Deadly, you're picking Insightful Deadly pretty much every time. Stuff like that. But with Shuriken Thrower, dexterity, like I said, every point of dexterity, 1 point is 2% extra damage. That is on top of all of your other damage. So take the maximum amount of damage you can do and multiply that by double your dexterity. That's how important dexterity is. Alright, I'm just gonna grab a water, coffee. I'll be back in just a moment.
The door opens. Beyond it lies the prison of the plains, and perhaps the answers that you seek.
Someday. Here. I will put my coffee maker here. I don't have to get up to get my... Are there any good bow builds that aren't using crossbow? I think that the definition of a bow build is a bow that is using a bow and not a crossbow. But that being said, I do think that yes, there are some good bow builds that are not using crossbow. So the problem is it depends on what your definition or scale is. I have played with multiple people who play bow builds in Reaper 10. The cool thing about bow builds is that you get paralyzing shot. Paralyzing arrows are insane, and it's pretty much the only thing that makes bow builds better than something else is because of paralyzing arrows. Paralyzing arrows, no matter how much damage you do, you lock down Reapers and all sorts of different monster types. There are certain monster types that you're not very effective against, like constructs or plants. Up, down, up, down. But yeah, it's really, really strong to play a bow build. So overall, you're going to be getting a lot of, you know, props from people, and they'll be very excited about how whenever they go to fight a monster, it's already paralyzed by you. Do you do the absolute most damage? No. Do you lock down every single monster in an entire room? Yes. So wisdom-based arcane archers are kind of the way to go, and if you're going wisdom-based, one of the reasons why people use mostly monk levels is because monk scales wisdom really well, and on top of that, you get access to 10,000 stars, which scales both off of your wisdom and your monk level, which is like having too many shots, which is kind of good. Putting your points in Ninja Spy. So my understanding, there's two different schools of thought. There's School of Thought A, which is go pure 20 monk. If you go pure 20 monk, then yes, you're taking the capstone of Ninja Spy. This gives you access to critical threat multiplier on your monk, which is pretty good. The other school of thought is instead of doing this, you go with 8 monk, 6 fighter, 6 ranger. The benefit of 8 monk, 6 fighter, 6 ranger is that with 6 fighter, you get access to the crit multi from Kensai. With 6 ranger, you get access to sniper shot, which is really, really powerful. And you can still go tier 5 of the actual monk, the Ninja Spy, or the Ninja Spy, which then allows you to. God, I love being able to intimidate doors open. You go tier 5 of Ninja Spy, which still allows you to get the critical threat range. Up, down, up, down.
Force of his magic fading from the room.
No. No. Stop this. What is happening?
As the valve locks into place, the barrier to the central chamber vanishes.
I'm not lawful. Oh, we have a lawful guy. We have Warhawk. Perfect.
It is likely
because he's a monk. He has to be lawful.
So
that's kind of how I would probably do it, is 866, 8 monk, going tier 5 of Ninja Spy, with 11 points in Fighter and 11 points in Deepwood Stalker. Sure, I guess this guy is lawful too? Oh yeah, he's a Paladin. Paladin Artificer. Yeah, I don't know.
Small topiaries and perfectly aligned shrubberies fill the room.
But yeah, so if you wanted to play a bow build, you're all set there. Strimtom's Acid Arrow is good for beginners. It's once you get into Reaper mode, it falls off crazy fast. I'd never recommend that build for Reaper mode. I never have. I even write it in there that it's meant for beginners. So don't do that. I believe I could be wrong. But I believe. So tomorrow we're doing a bunch of build reviews. I'll have to check with how we doing to see where we're at, what builds we have. Because so far I've only been given one actual build to review. Sorry, I just gotta find it. Yeah, sure. There we go.
The portal to the plane of Dole opens.
Are you accepting these builds to review? I have to check with how we're doing. I don't know how many we have, so I want to double check.
As the last of the dead are laid to rest, the room returns.
Are we accepting these builds? Well, we were talking about it yesterday. Basically, so there's the build review function, right? So the build review is you buy it with sun flasks. It's in the bottom on the chat box. There's a little sun flask button, and you can redeem stuff for a build review. How we doing? Spent 50,000 flasks to redeem them for the community, for you guys, so that we could do 5 build reviews tomorrow, which we're going to do starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I believe we had 3 submittals for that. I have to double check with him. The only one that I have been given so far was by Anti-Chat. He's the only one who gave me one, and it is for a Bard build. So there's that. Yeah. How do we? How many builds? Do you remember how many we have? Also, of the people that told you that they wanted a build, did anyone submit anything to you? Because I haven't received anything. A recheck? Okay, sounds good.
Chamber marked by the symbol of Lamont
I'm assuming you took this down or wrote this
covered in
down somehow.
long dead vines.
Because I don't remember. Because I was like, well, you redeemed it, so you should do the double checking on that one. Okay, it's at home. Okay, yeah, no problem, no problem.
The trees wither and disappear as the twilight forest recedes. The orbs in the receptors cease their sparkling.
Are you telling me you save stuff in a physical sense?
The symbol of Maybar.
Yes, and Eric's had one you already paid for. That is correct. He has yet to submit it to me, though. I will poke him and say, please submit.
Foreboding air. The plain of Maybar opens, and darkness surrounds him. Light quickly returns, and the shadows recede as the endless night is vanished. The orbs in the room are free for the taking.
In the notepad, there you go. Any good classes for first time in epics or builds? Yeah, Warlock. But yeah, so Blabo, in terms of what order and levels, I have no idea. I've never thought about it. I wish I had that information. I don't know. I'd have to like sit down and think about it. Because like, this is a build that works really well from 20 to 30, and in terms of heroics, throwers are notoriously bad in heroics because Sharati Champion makes throwers like 100 times better by giving you 60% increased attack speed as well as 60 range power. So basically, it more than doubles your damage at a minimum, and then it also gives you other abilities. So Sharati Champion is like the glue that holds thrower builds together. I just don't know what you do outside of Sharati Champion, so I don't know. I don't know what level order you would probably do. You know you don't do 1, 2, 3, but yeah.
The chamber marked by the symbol of the Shavarath has the faint odors of iron and blood. You find yourself in the center of the battle.
Stun. Lol.
The plain of Shavarath.
Stunning the Marlith is so funny. This room used to be like the scariest shit ever. Although, to be fair, they're red names on Epics. So on Epics, it actually is like reasonably scary. I should do my daily rolls. Yeah, so we'll take note of that. So here's what I would say: if you are sitting here and you have a build that you would like me to review, if you're unsure as to how the process works, did I get an experience elixir? No, I got a blasting potion of supreme ability. Never mind. Well, that's similar enough. If you have a build that you would like me to review as part of the build review redemption, click on the build review redemption and read what it says. Basically, if you want to have your build reviewed, you just need to submit the build somehow. Whether it is on, we made a joke about this yesterday, but whether it is an Excel file, whether it's in Google Sheets, whether it's you have a notepad, you have it in a Word document, whether you made it in MS Paint, you used a builder program, whether you wrote it down on physical paper and you want to take a picture of your physical paper, at which point, oh, I should go up because I don't have any of these things. You want to take a picture of your physical paper. Oh, someone's up there. And then you want to take that, upload that to computer, then put that on your computer screen, take a picture of that with your phone, and then upload that to me. All of those are fine. Just submit them to me, or how we do it, whichever one's easier, on Discord, please, if possible. Or you can send me an email at streamtom@gmail.com. Send me an email. Either is fine, but have that information there. And basically all I need from you is the build to review, because I have to review a thing. I need to know what I'm looking at. And then also how you want it reviewed. Yeah, or just send it to me. That's also fine. But also how you want it reviewed. So what do you want? Because you could be like, review my build. So if I don't, like, example, let's just say you're like, okay, you build Kama Monk. And you're like, man, you send me Kama Monk. I'm going to be like, okay, well, Kama's a bad weapon. Let's just swap that to Short Sword real quick. And you might be like, no, I wanted to use Kamas. That was the point of the build. And like you gotta tell me, you gotta be like, oh, I am playing Kama Monk and I'm trying to make the best one. Can you tell me how to make the best Kama Monk? This is what I started with. I don't need like insane amount of details, like 30 paragraphs of like what you want. I just need to know what you want. As an example, I had a build submitted to me already, and it's supposed to be an AoE crowd control bard, and they want to optimize it to make it work the best. Which is very, very easy for me to... That's a good starting point, and it's good for me to grow, and I can build off of that. That just makes sense. Implying people use commas. Some people might. Some people might make comma build. Or somebody might be like, I want to play a good monk melee build, and then they submit a build that has Ninja Spy, and I'll be like, no, 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 no. Just delete it. Just delete it. There's your monk build. Oh, Ninja Spy. It's so funny. Oh, Ninja Spy. Lemons didn't have a comma monk build on Mania. You can do anything on the Mania. Mania is like cheating. Also, Lemania is really weird because Bardic Aura just affects everybody. You just have a crazy powerful buff bard standing next to the kobolds, and it ruins everyone's DPS tests. Ooh, a collapsed orbital hole. I'll take that. Also, I don't need to explain this, but if you can kill the monster in 11 seconds, that means all of your cooldowns are still up, so it's a bad test. The monster needs like 5 times more health to be an accurate DPS test. Because if your cooldowns don't drop before the monster dies, then that doesn't represent real life. Also, those kobolds don't have fortification like actual raid bosses do. Just shoot the bard. Get out of here, pretty boy. Time to feast. Have a good day. Oh no, bye, Warhawk. See you later. You're doing good. Oh, I gotta sell after this.
A giant glowers down at you from a high ledge left of the entrance.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I like for the build reviews. I like the idea of doing them, and we're gonna do them.
Prepared to swear undying
The raid can't, but Tor can be. Yep, that's true.
Around the circle
I like to do the raid if possible because that could be fun.
The giant's
It'd be fun. I haven't done the raid in a few lives.
With malice.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. It is 2020, soon to be 2021. We should have a way to actually test out our characters in game. In server that isn't on the menu. This is just a correct statement with no factual incorrectness. Pally, Rogue, Inquisitive, and an EK Dwarvenax are all your temporary hit. All the temp hits Bard Warlock? All the temp hits Bard Warlock is missing Alchemist. Because Alchemist also gets temp hits. That's, by the way, that was a healer build that somebody came up with. It was a favorite soul with 1 Warlock, 1 Alchemist. And then you get yourself green spec'd an Alchemist. And then you've got, you add temporary hit points on every single heal spell equal to your Charisma and your Intelligence. So you get Charisma and Intelligence. So every time you close wounds, you heal someone and add like 50 to 60 temporary hit points. For hardcore. It's actually really cool. It's a very, very cool build. Not particularly good, but yeah. Yeah, Antichab, if you have more builds that you've been like toying around with, feel free to submit them to me, and if nobody else submits, we'll have something to do. But if they haven't been physically written down, I don't want you to go to your way to like, you know, put a bunch of pen to paper, some stuff that might not actually make it to the list. If that makes sense. But if the work has already been done, absolutely submit. Yeah. Falconry. Well, yeah. I actually care very little about a DPS calculator, because DPS calculator is kind of irrelevant. You can tell what your damage is like, for the most part. If you pay enough attention, and you have experience, you can pay enough attention. What I would say is, what I'd rather more is just being able to calculate numbers for monsters in general. Example, I would like to play R10s for 3 hours, and say my DC on whole monster is 110. How many times did the monsters make their save against my spells? They made their saves, 18% of the time. That means my DC isn't high enough. If they make their saves 5% of the time, that means my DC is high enough, because 5% means they're only making their saves on a 20. If they're making their saves more often than that, then I need to make an adjustment to my character build.
The last of the attackers lies dead at your way.
These things are important.
Sealed with some ancient giantish magic.
Yeah, that's what I care. I only care about like getting information about the consistency of gameplay. I think that calculating damage is one of those things that you can tell if you're doing a lot of damage or if you're not doing a lot of damage. Like I think that, but it's not like an irrelevant statistic. It would be useful, but it's also hard to calculate exactly DPS because there's so many weird things that go into DPS. Like we don't have an in combat and out of combat tracker. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why other games work well for a DPS calculator is that you know when you're in of combat and out of combat. In DDO, there is no combat state. You're not in combat, you're not out of combat. Sweet. If you could just give me the quick blurb, like you did, the two sentences of what your character does so I know how to optimize, that would be cool. And like I said, if we don't get any other submissions, then I'll use those instead. Despair matters too.
The magical giantish barrier is down. You are free to
Exactly.
move deeper into the Tor.
So we can accurately say, okay, this effect is useful, this effect is not useful.
A narrow passage is buried.
So yeah, it's a tough situation where there's no good way to solve this. Well, there's lots of good ways to solve this problem, but it's a tough nut to crack. You know what I mean? But yeah, get falconry, bitch. Whack. God, I love falconry. It's so fun. I forgot how fun it was to just get birds to attack people at range. Because I can go and I can stun this guy and be like, bam, 50 million stun DC and miss because I was at a range because I suck. And I can go over in the corner and be like, hey, giant, guess what? You're knocked down. And this guy, he's blind. He doesn't know it yet, but he's getting blinded. I don't know how effective this will be as I level up continually. But I'd like to see it work. Like, my DC right now is 42 on my falconry attacks, which seems sick as a fighter. I'm not going to have any assassinate DCs, though, so yeah, it's going to be a little weird. Seems you're the only one streaming DDO. Guess everyone is having Thanksgiving. Well, okay, I thought Thanksgiving was an evening meal. When do people do Thanksgiving? Maybe American Thanksgiving is different from Canadian? This is the thing. I've had people be like, I gotta go because of Thanksgiving. And I'm like, isn't it? It's like 11:30 in the morning. Some do brunch in Canada. That's true. Some people do brunch. Like, for me, for Thanksgiving, for family things that I've gone to, whether it's my own family or even, like, people that I've been dating in the past, you go over to someone else's place for Thanksgiving. Or, like, in the afternoon. Or you host it sometime in, like, the afternoon. So, like, 4:30. And then it's, like, consumes your whole evening because it's a family event. You crack some bottles of wine, you eat some pumpkin pie, and you call it a day. Oh, yeah, football. Wait, is football today? Oh, football is today. Oh, I can't beat football. I can beat Shadowlands in terms of viewers, but I can't fight football. I forgot. Football. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to just type in football in Google and see what comes up. Football. If I type in football, Okay, let's see. What to watch on Thanksgiving? The Texans and Lions kick off Thanksgiving. The Texans. Was that a Minnesota team? Also, Falconry, if you didn't know, has no range. So even though that giant was just outside of my draw distance, I can still hit him with Falconry and knock him down. Which is very helpful. There's no range on Falconry attacks. So I can prep the effigy over there by hitting it with Falconry, and now it's already got its fortification reduced, and then I go, now I can crit it. I didn't, but I could. That makes sense. Get him. Alright, let's do the raid time. It's time to do the raid. Okay, raid time. Oh, do I have the crystal sword? No, I have tail. I was gonna use tail instead. Well, yes, I have that, but I was gonna use tail, which is Metaline, so it has crystal on it. Oh, it doesn't have crystal on it. What? That doesn't have crystal? What's his heroic DR? Storm Reaver. Reaver's Fate, his DR. Oh, it's Mithril. No, his DR's Mithril. Yeah, his DR's Mithril, and his DR 20. Yeah, I can just tail of the Scorpion it, because I have Mithril. Yeah, it's Swordjack who's crystal. I'm gonna open it up in case anyone wants to do it. It's just fun. Raid time. Where's the raid? This is called the Reaver's Fate. Raid, let's go. If we have to like 3-man it, we can. Prefer to whole bunch of people it, but we'll see. Because I can do the puzzle for the most part. Gonna sell some garbage. I should beat Minnesota Texans, but it's actually the Orlando Texans. Ah, god damn it! Every time. Yeah, I'm not much of a sports ball fan. You know, there's so many pucks and sides and lines on the pavement. You know, so many different positions. You got your forwards. You got your they got a forward, but where's your backward? They don't have a backward in these teams. What is this? Some kind of circus? I don't understand sports. We might be 2-manning it. Can we 2-man this raid? We can probably 2-man this raid. We probably aren't going to do it on Reaper 3 or for 2-manning it. I'm going to point that out. Yeah. I'm going to give it a couple minutes. So, you need to like grab a water or grab a thing, it's all good. Why doesn't he give me the quest? Oh, I gotta hand it in. Come here. Come here, Crag. The reward. Raids. Yeah, so right now we're going to be doing a bit of a swap to Tail of the Scorpion because this boss has a DR that's broken by Mithril. You need Mithril to beat him. This weapon is also good because it has Mythic 4 on it, which is nice. But yeah, Pale Scorpion is one of the best weapons you can get in heroics if you don't have access to the Sword of Shadows. This is 3230 base damage rating. There's just a bit of perspective. The Sword of Shadow is 28.8. This is 32.30. So on average, this is going to do more damage. And you can even argue that this is better than the Sword of Shadows in a lot of ways because of its extra base damage. However, what I will say is that because of my guaranteed crits, it's not better, but it is something that you can do. If you don't have like the guaranteed crits. Like, for example, if you're playing a Barbarian, oh my god, Tail of the Scorpion is good. Especially like a Ravager. Any type of, or not a Ravager, the other one. A Frenzy Berserker. Skybreaker, Hand of the Stormweaver. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good weapon. Ye old tail. It also doesn't look half bad. Like, I have a cosmetic on, but look at this friggin' sword, man. This is a good sword. If you're wondering, this is the sword that Byron's Scout Sword uses as well. For the longest time, it wasn't in the game files. It got added in recently. Well, not recently, but with the Age of Rage chain. They finally used it on something. I have an ice version that I used Ice Glamour on. To make it look special and nice. I'll show you that and then we'll go do the raid. Because I like the look. Look at this cleaver though. Like, this is a good looking sword. So there's the tail. This is the cosmetic. So this is the cosmetic tail that I've got going on here. So this one, it's got an ice effect on it instead. So you can clearly see the blade and it's got like a frost. And I was using this on my frost cosmetic outfit I was using on my my guy originally. My ice bard. I might go back to the Frost Cosmetic on the Freezy Bard. Oh, was Byron Scout Sword the hardcore character also using that sword? That would be amazing. Alright, let's roll. Boogie. We probably don't need lightning resist. As long as I hold aggro on the Stormreaver, it should be fine. Oh, nice. Then he had the legit weapon. I'm just sneaking here. I don't have any buffs.
Large rotating orbs float high above you in this massive... The chronometer appears to be counting down like...
Come at me, Stormreaver.
The Stormreaver's voice reverberates. I have seen what my people are. The Stormreaver's magic hits your body.
No, I don't have a charge. That's my problem. I need a charge so I can get back to him real quick. The hardest thing is going to be the managing air elementals for the most part. They don't have a air elemental resistance item. Are you able to color spray them? Okay, cool. I'm coming back. Ugh. As long as they're color sprayed, it should be fine. There we go. The Scorpion Sword has what other broken heroic weapons are there? Not too many. They try to prune a lot of the broken heroic stuff. This is so annoying. Stop fucking punting me. Every time he knocks you away, it's also an aggro drop. It's so stupid. Not that. Just fight me. I don't understand. Why is he throwing me back every time? Is he broken? I've never seen him do this, ever. Every attack, dude. Get the heck out of here.
Igniting it with energy.
Yeah, Ratcatcher's amazing. What else is good?
Magic strike the third time. feel the power growing inside you.
Can you redbox Reaver's Fate? No, you can't. It's a raid, you need to properly flag. Oh, I gotta put magic missile protection on myself. There we go. Now we can't do as much damage. Oh, they can't summon more elemental guards. So as long as we have one air elemental guard just chilling, we can't really lose. It's hilarious. Yeah, the relic of the sovereign pass weapons as well. Yes, that's actually very true. The great sword or the long sword as well as the dagger, the Nightforge stiletto, and the Nightforge spike, the dart. Did he just knock me back with a bow shot? This is a goofy with the knockbacks, man. I'm just gonna ignore that elemental for a while. Hit the boss.
The ball of lightning strikes the floating orb.
Because then we don't get any more spawns. Stop that. Come back here. I'm gonna get you. Also, he has a lot of fortification too.
Our gravity has no control over you.
Yeah, you can't redbox Reaver's Fate, unfortunately. I gotta take down the thing. There we go. Alright. Dropping this down. Yay, he's giving my mana back. Yay, now I have mana. Yeah, the Relic of the Sovereign Pass weapons are the other good ones. Like I said, the Nightforge Stiletto. Yeah, it's some good shit. Yeah, there's a couple quarterstaffs as well. What's that one? This Stave of the Seer. It lets you use Wisdom, Charisma, and Intelligence to hit and damage, as well as it has increased critical threat range and multi, which is also really weird. Come on. Man. Trying to do this without being ranged is like crazy. I didn't realize how annoying it was to fight the Storm Reaver without like being a ranged character. Because I dodged his attack and I still get knocked back. It's so annoying. I'm trying to think of other like busty weapons. Like there's no real must-have weapons is the other thing. Also, the reason why the elementals are dangerous in here, they do a little bit of lightning damage, which is not like the thing that's scary. The reason why it gets kind of spooky in here is because you have to deal with the fact that they will knock you around the room, and if you get knocked to the center, you can have problems. I'll just be excited when I get fly, because I can just actually beat this guy to death.
Strikes the floating orb.
But we're plenty good on time. We just actually need to chop him down. He seems like he has a lot of fortification, because I'm not critically striking him very often. There we go. Get some critical hits. Oh man, that was good. That was a good chunk of damage. How many do we have? Is it the last one? Oh my god, that's the last one. We still have plenty of time. Cool. So now he's gonna give us fly. When one of us gets fly, we can go through the thing. But I'm just gonna stay here and beat on the Storm Reaver for pretty much the entire time. Yes, I fly. Now you can't knock me away, you piece of garbage. Now I can just keep hitting him. Perfect. It is essential. You both get it. What if you just asked him to take some armor off? I don't know if that would work. Also, I don't know if I want to see the Storm Reaver with no plate on. You know what I mean? He should keep his armor on. This game is PG-13. Let's keep it PG-13. Are you good going through the ceiling? Yeah, I guess you are. You're already going then. Okay, I gotcha. Die, Storm Reaver. Damage is not high enough, single target. Ugh. Sweet. I'm chopping him down. Oh my god, stop missing. There we go. When he does the what goes up thing, he gives me a ton of free time to just wail on him. What goes up must come down. Opportunity attack doesn't give me a buff against this guy. That's weird. Like, I hit him, but I don't get the opportunity attack buff. Do you not get opportunity attack against purple names? Okay, we're good. Oh.
A haze of madness flickers and then vanishes from the Storm Reaver's eyes. A large rotating crystal dominates this room, while a bank of skulls lines the wall. There is a persistent ticking as the chronometer continues to count down.
Let's see. Do the puzzle here.
The selection was incorrect.
Hey, go away. Pull.
The selection
one black.
was incorrect.
Go away, elementals. The fact that they're blind, so they just kind of meander around, is the best. And I do like the fact that they move the timer in here. So you've got two timers, so you don't have to like have somebody running up to the main hallway to solve the puzzle. Oh, that was incorrect. Oh, this is 2 and 1. This is 3, 2, 2. Oh, that's 5. Oops. Hit it.
The selection was incorrect.
0.
The selection was incorrect.
Okay. We're almost out of time, so I'm gonna go fast here. 3, 2, 5. That's it. We're done. Woo!
The selection was
Raid done. Great job, everybody. Unfortunately, no one could join us for the raid. But yeah, this raid is pretty easy for the most part. It was really hard back in the day because you had to deal with a lot of incoming damage. But with modern day technology, like Bard's sustaining song completely nullifies all of the damage in this entire raid. It makes stuff really weird. And the monster in the game that can break silver DR and level 20 favorite souls. Is that true? No way, is that true? Oh, cool. Because I actually don't know. I am unsure. That is a really neat factoid. I've been tempted to make a DDO trivia. Amulet of the Storm Reaver. Oh, Chain Lightning. Oh, man. Level 13, that's kind of neat. I have my treason, so I'm happy. I gotta make that cosmetic at some point. Which breaks silver DR? His greatsword is mithril. I don't think mithril breaks silver. Does mithril break silver? Because his DR is mithril, and you can't break that. Well, I guess that's the other way around. But anyway. Oh, I was just saying... The only reason I farmed this out is to get treason. The short sword, and I already have a copy, so I can make cosmetics if I need. Treason's one of my favorite looking cosmetics in the game. Oh, okay, sweet. Okay, that's more than enough time. Alright, let's go do Necro 4. You have a nice treason. Yeah, the model for treason is awesome. It's less the model and it's also the visual. It has a completely unique visual on it. Let's go do Necro 4. Fleshmaker. Yeah, treason's awesome. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, for sure. I should probably actually have raise scrolls on this fighter. Good idea. Just in case. 20, okay. Something I probably should have bought last life, but what are you gonna do? You can't always have 100 haggle. Raise dead? I don't know. Grab a 20, just in case. The just in case pile. My UMD is not amazing, but it will get better as I level up. I will have enough UMD to be able to do all the stuff, but yeah. Later on, not specifically right now. But I'm actually kind of excited. Later this afternoon, I'll probably swap over to the Bard and do some Sharn sagas, because I need to just run Sharn quests to get the artifact. So I'll probably end up doing that, so I can have the Bard fully kitted out and geared, which will be kind of exciting. Good old day. Besides, football is happening in an hour, when everyone's going to stop watching and start watching football. Maybe I should just put a football on the screen, and then people will get confused, and they'll think, like, oh, this is football. Oh, yeah. Maybe that's a good idea. Man. I remember... I'm looking at old items right now. I'm looking at the Chaos Blade, which is an item from Zawabi's Revenge. And that item is awesome. It is a +5 Kopesh that is an Anarchic and True Chaos and Lesser Vampirism, and it used to be considered an extremely good weapon back in the day. Things were different. What is football? Oh yeah, you guys don't know what football is? Here, I'll just do that right now. Big. JPEG. One thing that's really annoying is when you want to find something with like an easily transparent background, and then you have all these things where like, oh, it's this transparent thing, but you have to go to a website to pay for it. Ugh. Or you find something and it's like, it's literally called PNG, but then it is actually a JPEG. And you're like, excuse me. Another JPEG. Hilarious. The sport that requires people to use their hands? Yes, football. I find it confusing because I don't know why American football is called football, and then also, like, it makes sense for what Americans would call soccer to be called football. Because you use your feet to kick the ball and you're not allowed to use your hands. It is football. It makes no sense for a game in which you don't use your feet to touch the ball at all. In fact, I'm almost certain that you couldn't like hacky sack the ball down a field by just like kicking the football and then like, you know, vaulting over a bunch of shit. You probably can't do that. Soccer uses socks? Absolutely. Hard feet. I've never understood that. I find that so perplexing.
Zombies shamble down the west hallway, prodded along by apprentice artificers.
I don't know what I'm doing right now. I gotta focus. Here we go. Generally supposed to. Not necessarily. You know, things can just be different, you know what I mean? I like to think of things in terms of, you know, I guess it's like the scale of differences. Like as a Canadian, I also find a lot of things perplexing about American culture, even though the culture is like very, very similar. But there's just some aspects about American culture that I absolutely love, and I'm so sad that, you know, either, you know, we don't have as prevalently here as in other places. Like, for example, I really, really enjoy... One part of American culture that I love is trashy television. Dude, I love trashy television. It's the best. You just don't get it in other places. Right? There's no Canadian version of the Jerry Springer Show. It just doesn't happen. I have to watch American TV for that. If I want to watch some Maury, I gotta watch Maury. There's no Canadian version, you know what I mean? Americans know how to make TV, let's just say that. I can probably faceplant this thing and open the door. Oh, you already did it. Okay. Does it ruin the minds of Americans? I disagree. I think reality TV is like one of the best versions of TV ever. I really love reality TV. It's great. I understand why people don't like reality TV, but I don't know. There's just something about it that's just so, like, I'm really convinced that if we didn't have reality TV, people would not really want to watch live streams. Because they'd be like, well, why would I want to watch this thing that somebody's producing ad hoc when I could watch something that's, like, real? But then when you watch reality TV, it's all ad hoc because there is definitely stage direction in all of these shows, but these people aren't very good actors. And they're usually, like, really screwy in their heads and stuff. And it's awesome. And there's so many awful ideas for reality TV shows. They're, like, nearly endless. Oh, don't roll a 2-strom, Tom. That's a bad idea. Don't roll a 1. Okay, doke. I failed on a 20. Well, you know what I can't fail on? A bell. Hell yeah. Oop. I don't think the reality TV ruined anybody's minds. I totally disagree. I think it's just good, solid entertainment. Yeah, but again, these people aren't actors for the most part. They're like wannabe actors, and so you can tell when like some people are having genuine moments of distress. It's obviously sad to watch people have genuine moments of distress, but then you're also like, it's really good TV. So it's why these shows are so popular. I don't know. I think that I don't know exactly where entertainment is going to continue to develop because I don't know anything about the future, and also all of entertainment has completely changed multiple times in the entire time that I've been alive because I'm a millennial. That being said, I do think that there are reasons why these things are entertaining, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily the degradation of like the culture of people's minds is reality television. They act like people in it. Trust me. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. But like I'm confused as to like where the problem is, I guess. Like is the problem that reality TV, welcome. Is the problem that reality TV is believable in some capacity, but you watch reality TV and you're like, this isn't reality. It's obviously not real life. I'm an intelligent person. Or is it the problem that the education system is so bad that people can't tell the difference between fact and fiction on an obviously fictional TV show? Like, it'd be like believing 2.5 Men is a real show. Like, those are real people doing real things. You know what I mean? It's basically the same idea. It's obviously fiction. The problem is not the television programs. The problem is, like, and also a lot of things that happen in reality TV shows are actually things that are happening to real people, because they're like they're forced to do all these weird stuff. Right? Like, I think it's more of an issue that people want to be like that because they see the money train that comes in with it. But there's not a lot of money. It's just like small, like some people can turn it around, most people can't. You look at like reality TV shows, most reality TV stars, welcome. Most reality TV stars are people who haven't who like don't really, they don't go anywhere. Not even stars. There are most people that don't go anywhere, and very few. I would say I'd probably say like 2 to 3% of all of the people that show up on reality TV probably do get another job. You know what I mean? I think that's, but people think that that's the point, is it's meant to be like a viable career path. In some capacities it kind of is, but not really. Because you have to be able to turn that fame into something. Like, people being extremely stupid and self-destructive happens way before they get on reality TV. It doesn't help. It doesn't make the problem better, but it happens way before reality TV.
As the lightning machine shuts down, its true source of power appears.
Heading to Ghosts of Perdition next. Damn cat is staring at me again. But yeah, I think that you have people who they want to become famous for any reason and they'll do anything. And I think the fact that there is a vehicle for that is, I don't know. I guess it's a multiple layered system. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think that it is healthy for people to have a desire to go on reality TV to become famous for anything. I don't think that is a healthy mindset, you know. But it's kind of like, you know, I like to address, like, what is the root of the problem? What are the core issues? And the core issue is that, actually, there's probably predatory companies just in general doing stuff like this, too. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I just like watching trashy TV because I find it entertaining. It's sort of like, you know, I talked about this before. If there are Black Friday sales that are coming up, please do not go to stores, and just don't go to stores in general. But also, don't go to stores, don't push people, don't shove people, don't trample people, don't beat people up, don't get into fights, don't throw things, don't set people's cars on fire. Just don't do any of those things. Don't be violent on Black Friday. I don't endorse the violence that happens on Black Friday. I don't want people to do the violence that happens on Black Friday. Please don't do violence on Black Friday. Buy stuff online and stay at home. That's what I would like you to do. That being said, after saying all of those things, absolutely, I'm going to, on Saturday morning, go on the internet and look at all the videos of people getting into fights at Walmart on Black Friday. Because it's very, very entertaining to watch. These things are completely different things. People shouldn't do the violence. I don't want them to do the violence. But they are going to do the violence, so I might as well watch it. Right? I don't want people to have such horribly broken lives that they should be going on Jerry Springer and, you know, fighting each other and with a bunch of people cheering Jerry in the background. I don't want that. That's a bad thing. But since they're already doing it, might as well. There's Reaper Point. Nice. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, I find the reprise look cool. The only thing that I don't like is they still don't work on Warforged 3 years later. Makes me sad. Although they do work on animal forms, which is the best. I'm going to do a wolf druid at some point, and when I do that, I'm probably going to save the eyes. Oh, yeah, right. My bad. Running back. I forgot I had aggro, because I'm bad. 100%. That describes me to a T. Like I said, I don't encourage it. I don't want people to do it. That's why I don't do it. That's why I stay home. That's why I'm encouraging you guys to be responsible adults and don't leave your house and don't cause violence in an effort to get TVs that are marked down and at 5% off under their normal price. Don't do that. Do not do that. But I will watch it in the future. And I will enjoy it. And I will not feel bad about the fact that I watched it or enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like, people are gonna do what they want to do.
The familiar voice calls again, louder, clearer. You are close. Come to me.
It's the same thing. If somebody is in a fight in a store, don't film it. Alert the authorities. Get somebody in security involved.